Hello, I'm Jessica Ness, Senior Vice President and one of the partners at CJM Wealth Advisors. Joining me today is Parker Trasborg, a Senior Financial Advisor. Thanks for being here, Parker.
Thank you, Jess.
Now, 2022 has seen stubbornly high inflation, with CPI, or the Consumer Price Index, rising at the fastest rate since the 1980s, peaking at 9.1% year over year just in this past June. Now, many of our client conversations this year have touched on inflation and how it has impacted them at the grocery store and beyond. The higher inflation has led to the Federal Reserve to increase interest rates to try to slow inflation down, and that ultimately has caused both stock and bond markets to have a difficult year so far. Now, with all of this negative news, Parker, is there a positive from recent high inflation?
Yeah, a little bit, Jess. The positive is being able to save more into a tax-advantaged account, thus potentially being able to save more over time. So contribution limits to work retirement plans are tied to inflation, and the IRS just recently announced that there will be some big bumps to how much you're able to contribute to these plans in 2023. So as you can see here, for 401ks, 403bs, some 457 plans, and the federal TSP plan, the limit is increasing from $20,500 in 2022 to $22,500 in 2023. And if you're age 50 or older, the catch-up contribution will be increasing from $6,500 this year, 2022, to $7,500 next year in 2023. So this means that someone that's age 50 or older can save up to $30,500 next year in 2023 into their work retirement plan.
That is definitely a big jump and a good amount the IRS lets you save each year.
Yeah, it certainly is. There is one big caveat to be aware of when you're updating your contribution amounts. So depending on your employer match, you may want to make sure that you have your contributions set up to hit the maximum amount throughout the whole year, rather than front loading it to happen earlier in the year. So for instance, if your work contributes up to 4% match on your contributions, but you choose to contribute 15% and you hit the maximum in, say, August, you could miss out on 4 months of contributions or match from your employer for September, October, November, and December, because you've already hit the maximum amount and aren't contributing anything else. Therefore, they won't match anything because there's nothing going in there. So unless they offer what's called a true up, which I won't really get into today. So you're better off setting your contribution amounts to a lower percentage to try to hit the max through the end of December, so that way you can receive the full employer match throughout the whole year.
Great point, Parker, and something everyone should be aware of as they're setting up their contribution amount to avoid missing out on free money from your employer. Now, similar to work plans, IRA and Roth IRA contributions are also increasing for 2023. Now, from $6,000 to $6,500. And the catch-up contribution for those 50 and older, now that's not tied to inflation, so it will remain at $1,000 for the year.
Yep, so there's a bump there as well. And the IRS has also bumped the income limits that you're able to contribute to a Roth IRA for 2023.
Right, so if you were right on the edge this year and didn't find yourself receiving a pay bump equivalent to the inflation jump, you may be able to make a contribution to your Roth for 2023.
It's really great to be aware of. And since the IRS allows you to contribute the following April for the previous year, you could actually wait until early 2024, see where your income settles out, and then decide to make a contribution for 2023, as long as you do it before the tax filing deadline in April of 2024.
It's nice that the IRS gives you time to calculate your taxes before making a contribution. Just don't forget to go back and make that IRA contribution. Now, there's one other area that we wanted to hit on today that's seeing an increase in the amount that you can contribute to next year.
That's right. Health savings accounts, or HSAs. For those that are in a high deductible health plan and are eligible to contribute to an HSA, the limits are increasing next year for single to $3,850. And for family coverage, you're able to contribute $7,750 for 2023. The catch-up contribution will remain at $1,000 per year. And that is for those age 55 and above, which you'll actually note is different than the age 50 for those contributing to a retirement plan.
Awesome. Thanks, Parker. Lots of things to keep track of, lots of good tips and great ways to reduce your taxable income while also saving for the future. Now, if you have any specific questions or concerns, please reach out to us, follow up with your planner. And we are CJM Wealth Advisors. And in a world of right now, we plan for what's ahead.